The morning sun cast a golden glow across downtown Chicago as employees hurried into the towering headquarters of Mitchell Innovations, one of America's fastest-growing technology companies. Among the crowd was Marcus Bell, a hard-working single father carrying a simple laptop bag and a lunchbox he had prepared before taking his young daughter to school. Today was his first day, and despite the pressure of starting a new job, he wore a calm smile that reflected determination rather than fear. After years of balancing work and fatherhood, Marcus had learned that every opportunity mattered. He greeted the security guard with a polite smile, thanked the receptionist for her directions, and quietly introduced himself to the human resources coordinator. His respectful attitude quickly caught the attention of several employees, who welcomed him warmly before showing him around the modern office. Throughout the morning, Marcus focused entirely on his work. He listened carefully during orientation, took detailed notes, and treated everyone with equal respect, from interns to department managers. Although he had impressive qualifications, he never mentioned his achievements or tried to impress anyone. His actions spoke louder than words. When lunchtime arrived, employees gathered in the company cafeteria. Marcus picked up his lunchbox and looked around, unsure where new employees usually sat. Before he could choose a table, CEO Sophia Mitchell entered the cafeteria with several executives. The room became noticeably quieter as conversation slowed. Sophia glanced toward Marcus after recognizing him as the company's newest employee. In a firm but emotionless voice, she instructed him to eat with the staff instead of joining the executive section reserved for senior leadership. Her decision surprised many employees, and quiet whispers spread across the cafeteria. Marcus felt the sudden attention, but he showed no sign of anger or embarrassment. With quiet dignity, he simply nodded and replied, "Of course, ma'am. Thank you." He walked to a table where several staff members welcomed him with friendly smiles. Instead of complaining, Marcus introduced himself, asked about their work, and joined the conversation. Naturally, his humility and genuine kindness quickly made everyone around him feel comfortable. While laughter slowly returned to the cafeteria, the main entrance opened once again. An elegant elderly woman entered with quiet confidence. She was Grace Mitchell, Sophia's mother. Ignoring the executive dining area completely, Grace looked around the room until her eyes rested on Marcus. Without hesitation, she smiled warmly and walked directly toward his table. Every conversation stopped as employees watched in complete silence, wondering why the respected founder's wife had chosen to approach the company's newest employee. Grace reached Marcus's table with a warm, graceful smile that immediately eased the tension in the cafeteria. Looking at the empty chair beside him, she asked politely, "May I join you?" Marcus quickly stood up out of respect and replied, "Of course, ma'am. It would be an honor." The entire cafeteria watched in silence as Grace took her seat beside the company's newest employee instead of sitting with the executives. Employees exchanged surprised glances, while even senior managers struggled to understand what was happening. Sophia Mitchell observed the scene without saying a word. Grace began the conversation with genuine interest rather than authority. "I heard today is your first day. How has everything been so far?" she asked. Marcus smiled modestly. "Everyone has been kind to me. I'm grateful for the opportunity to work here." Grace noticed the homemade lunch in front of him and asked if he had prepared it himself. Marcus nodded with a gentle smile. "My daughter helped me pack it this morning," he said proudly. "She's only 8 years old, but she insists on reminding me not to skip lunch." Grace's expression softened. "You have a daughter?" "Yes, ma'am," Marcus replied. "I've been raising her on my own since my wife passed away several years ago. She's my greatest motivation to work hard and build a better future." The sincerity in Marcus's voice touched everyone close enough to hear. He spoke without seeking sympathy, simply sharing a part of his life with quiet honesty. Grace looked toward Sophia before turning back to Marcus. "Life has clearly tested you, yet you've remained humble and respectful. Those qualities cannot be taught in any classroom." Sophia lowered her eyes, realizing she had judged Marcus too quickly based only on his position in the company. Watching her mother treat him with such kindness made her reflect on the example she was setting as CEO. Grace calmly addressed her daughter across the room. "A true leader earns respect by giving respect first." The cafeteria became completely silent. After a long pause, Sophia stood and walked toward Marcus's table, looking directly at him. She sincerely apologized for her earlier decision and invited him to join the executive dining area. Marcus smiled politely and thanked her for the invitation, but chose to remain with his new coworkers, saying he was already enjoying their company. His quiet confidence and humility earned the admiration of everyone present, leaving a lasting impression that would soon change the culture of Mitchell Innovations forever. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop drop a comment below. Subscribe to Enlighten Story for more inspiring stories like this one.